Hi, it's me, Rasheed, coach, speaker, and author, and welcome to the May 2024 episode of Catch the Coach, your newsletter for inner fulfillment, here on YouTube. And do feel free to subscribe if you're wanting to get all of these regularly. And also, you can get a printed version, an electronic version of Catch the Coach. If you go to my website, rosario.com, you can register for that. But today I wanted to talk about three things: acceptance, attention, and intention. And these are three things that can have a radical impact in your life. Accepting things rather than fighting them. Attention, so you're really focused. And intention, knowing why it is that we're doing things and going about it with good heart. And I'm going to be exploring how these can have a profound impact on your life, your career, and your relationships. So let's dive in. Let's start off with acceptance. Acceptance, I often say, is one of the most misunderstood, misappreciated words, most underappreciated words in the language. Often when we think about the word acceptance, we think about being very, very passive about life and that, we just got to get on with whatever's happened to us. And it can be a bit of a challenge. For me, acceptance is acknowledging life as it is, rather than sometimes how we're constantly trying to project it to be. And the tricky thing about life is that we tend to often find ourselves in this space where we're constantly wanting life to be somehow other than it is today. And there's nothing intrinsically necessarily bad, not that there is any ultimate good or bad sometimes with these things, but the tricky thing is that we constantly are living life in this space where we're kind of trapped by wanting situations, relationships, working things that are going on in our life to be other than they are today. And it can mean that we're in this this constant waiting room of life, waiting for things to shift. It means that we can be in this battling room in life, battling things as they are and wanting them to be very slightly or very radically different. It often means that we don't see people as they actually are, and we're wanting them to be different to how they actually are. So it can mean that with people, with relationships, with working situations, with all sorts of scenarios, with the world around us. And it's not to say that things can't be enhanced or enriched or necessarily improved. But the first thing here in acceptance is just pausing and breathing and realizing, okay, here we are. Okay, here I am. I might want things to be other than they are today, but this is how they are. I might want this person to be acting differently, but this is actually how they are. And sometimes in that moment, we can appreciate somebody for who they are. We might actually find appreciation that goes beyond our own projection of who we think that they should be. It also means that sometimes that when we look at events, it means that we get more insight, because instead of just constantly trying to see that they should be very, very different, we perhaps can get a broader perspective and insight as to, this is what's going on. This is what's going on for our customers. This is what's going on for our clients, what have you. So it means that we're in a far better place to begin to address those things. And that leads us nicely on to attention. Because once there is acceptance, okay, this is how I am. And actually this acceptance begins with you. I think that if you can begin by accepting yourself as you are today, the whole game changes. There's magic. There's real growth. There's real appreciation. This is how I am today. I appreciate how I look today. I appreciate it. I appreciate the level of health that I have today. I appreciate it. I appreciate that I have today. I appreciate that it's wet and rainy today, that whilst I'd hoped that it would be sunny. I accept that. And I can see the value in that. And that acceptance can also mean even the things that we find difficult. I find this difficult, I find that difficult. It means that there's a real acknowledgement, being very, very present. That's what acceptance gives you. It means that you're present. And it therefore means we can do this second thing, attention. Attention. Attentional units. Attention. Attention is the things that gives us focus. You know, we live in a world where very often there can be just so many competing demands, isn't there? Oh, thank goodness I've moved my phone to one side, so my attention isn't, in fact, I'm filming, right? But you know what I mean? We can often have that, isn't it? Where we're there's all of these things that are grabbing our attention. The emails, the phone, the social media, and it's all coming in, it's all grabbing our attention. But maybe there are other things that need attention. More attention. Your kids, your family, your health, your loved ones. That one most important piece of work that actually does need to be done and addressed today. Attention. So I invite you to just pause and breathe, maybe close your eyes. So we first of all talked about acceptance. What are the things you need to accept? Just to take a moment. Maybe I need to accept myself as I am. I need to accept my friends and family members. I need to accept that this is what's going on at work, this restructure, this is going on. Breathe it in, accept him. Now, what are the things that need your attention? I think, okay, I need to really focus on my health because my health has been suffering. I think, okay, I've got this one piece of work that needs my attention. There's this family member that needs care and support right now. There are these friends who are going through a difficult time. Let me give that my attention. Attention, it gives you that real focus. And it's often where we're able to see real progression by giving it our attention. And it's interesting with attention that sometimes once the attention slips, then maybe something else needs our attention. Because maybe you've been working hard on X or Y. Notice where the attention is, and with the attention or the quality of the attention or the energy behind that attention, if it begins to wane, it might well be something else that needs to come to the fore. It might that you need a break. You might need to pause. Sometimes you can't keep ploughing through. And then it might be that you can return and give something your attention. And sometimes things shift. And we need to recalibrate. But I think the more it is that you can keep things simple so you don't have too many things that are grabbing for your attention, it will help. So sometimes, yes, you will need to put the phone over there. Sometimes, yes, you need to shut down all of those windows that you can give things your full attention. Third thing I want to talk about today is intention. What's your intentions? Very often we actually find ourselves in tension rather than being aware of what our real intentions are. In other words, there's so much all this stress because I've got to do this, I've got to do this and that and that and that. And I'm worried about this and that and that and that. And I'm overwhelmed. I'm constantly in tension at life and work, about myself, about my relationships and so on. And this is where they all link. Because when I can be accepting of who I am today, pause and breathe and be glad that my heart is beating, I have breath. You might be lucky enough to have a roof over your head. That's a blessing. And then what is it that needs your attention? But now let's move on to this thing about intention. So I'm not talking about the stress. I'm talking about what's your intention when you're carrying out things that you do. Because otherwise they're meaningless, otherwise they're dead. What's your intention? Whenever things become really tricky, ask yourself, what is your intention? Is your intention to prove yourself right with this thing? I've got this thing, and here's the proof that blah, 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 and I'm right and you're wrong. It can happen all the time in the workplace. It can happen all the times, isn't it? In families and friendships and so on, all of our relationships where we're proving ourselves right. Is your intention to do that? Or is your intention to help people to grow? I think that for myself, when things become really tricky, or when I find there's frustration around things or with people, I'll always stop and I'll ask myself, sometimes there and then in that moment, but sometimes afterward, okay, hang on, what's my intention here? And it completely changes the game. What's my intention? And the intention is the invitation of the heart. It's the invitation to appreciate the dance of life, all of the seasons of life, because they will all come. All the seasons of life will come. So what's your intention? And try to show up with good intention for yourself and for everyone else. So, by way of summary, today we talked about the three things. Acceptance. Rather than being in resistance to all that is, by accepting what is, we might then be able to address some things that may well be in control and let go of the things that might be out of our control. Attention. What is it that requires your focus? You're not all over the place, that you can be really productive and effective. And finally, intention. The spirit, the energy, the compassion, the kindness with which you show up with everything. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. I want to wish you all the best. As always, you'll find me across social media, including on my website, rosario.com. And do join me for my some of the things that need attention, intention, or affection. Is come along to my Soul Trader event, which is for you if you're on that journey being your own boss. And come along to my Networking for Success event. These are both free and online currently. And Networking for Success Express is all about helping you to network effectively and authentically and nurture in your life, in your career, in your relationships. It'll help you in your career journey, and it'll help you also in all aspects of your life. Thank you very much again. Feel free to subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the things that you like on YouTube, youtube.com/Ogunlaru. And I hope to see you again. Take good care and put these things in practice over the month and let me know how you get on with them. Take good care. Bye-bye.